कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नन्हे आरम्भे कलिमङ्गलाचरणे गुरुवैष्णव भगवान् दीनेरस्मरणे भयविघ्नविनाशनं देहाय निजभान्ति। Today is Sayan Ekadashi, the day on which Supreme Lord starts or begins the pastimes of taking steps. Starting from today, for the next 4 months till Utthana Ekadashi, he is performing the pastimes of sleeping. And Utthana Ekadashi, so this is a very special occasion, because on this he also the Chaturmasya observed some observe starting from the Purnima day, the full moon day. So whatever it is, from whatever point one may begin, this is done for a period of 4 months. There are different problems. But today we will hear about how to observe Ekadashi. What is the actual procedure to observe Ekadashi? It is written by our most revered he gives us instructions on how to observe Ekadashi. So, in the first place, also let us hear the do's and don'ts. Then after that we will hear what are the different types of observances of this Brahma. In this Ekadashi Mahatmya, the glories of Ekadashi, it's a discussion between Yudhishthir and Sri Krishna. And this is mentioned in Bhavishwatara Purana. For the benefit of all the living entities, Yudhishthir Maharaj inquired about each of the Ekadashi, how this Ekadashi is observed, that is coming in the month of June, the month of July, the dark fortnight, during the bright fortnight, the Ekadashi that comes out of the. So in this manner he asked about all the Ekadashi, and then Krishna is describing to him what are the benefits if one observes this Ekadashi Vrata. Ekadashi purely is performed in this manner on the Dashami day, on the day previous to Ekadashi, on the 10th day, one is supposed to take only one meal a day, and then on the Ekadashi he will remain without food and without water, no drinkables, no eatables. And again on the Dwadashi, the day next to Ekadashi, he will accept only one meal. So this is the way that one has to observe the Ekadashi Vrata. If one is unable to do so, one may not, be eating once on Dashami or Ekadashi or Dwadashi. He may eat as per his schedule, but one may observe Nirahar, no food on the Ekadashi day, free from food, not taking any food items. But even if that is difficult, means the best way is to take one meal on Dashami and Dwadashi and no meal, no water on Ekadashi. If one cannot do so, one is incompetent to do so, then he may eat as per his regular schedule on Dwadashi, on the Dashami day, or the one day previous and one day after, but on Ekadashi he is not eating or not drinking anything. But even if that is not possible, he is incompetent to do even this, then he can eat a few things which are Pancha Ravishashya Varjana. There are 5 types of items that need to be avoided on this particular day, and one can eat the roots like aloo etc., the potatoes etc., they are in the root. So, one can accept the roots or fruits etc. So, there is in Haribhakti Vilas, it is mentioned, which is taken from Mahabharata's Udyoga Parva. In Udyoga Parva, one of the sections in Mahabharata, this is written and it is what you call quoted in Haribhakti Vilas. Ashtaitan avrata gnani apo moolam phalam payah harir brahmana kamya cha guror vachanam aushadham. So, by eating or by consuming these 8 different things, or by following these 8 different things, one's Ekadashi Vrata is properly observed. That is, one can drink water, one can eat fruits, one can eat the roots, one can drink milk or ghee means clarified butter, and one can act according to the Brahmana's desire. Brahmana says do this, then by his desire he can do. Guru Vakya, and if Guru says that okay, for you today this is because you are under particular treatment in the hospital, you have to take certain things, medicines or whatever, therefore on this particular day you can eat this particular thing. Guru may give some exemption. And Aushadha and medicine. By 8 of these things, following this 8 of these things, one Ekadashi Vrata is not broken. Ekadashi Vrata will be broken if we eat Pancha Ravishashya. What are those? If one eats Pancha Ravishashya, one will get the sin of killing a Brahmana, killing a cow, and such great sins. They lie in these 5 types of grains. Pancha Ravishashya it is called. These 5 types of grains, all the great sins lie on this particular day in these grains. What are those? One is dhanya athava dhanya jatiya dravya, like rice, flat rice or chipped rice, the puffed rice, etc. All the rice items, anything that is prepared out of rice, the flat rice, the chipped rice, the puffed rice, or the regular rice, none of these things are to be eaten on this particular day. Godhum, meaning the what do you call the flour? What for it? Wheat flour. Wheat flour. Anything that is made out of wheat, like the wheat flour is there. Maida, all-purpose flour is there. Suji is called, what is it called? What is it called in English? Semolina. All these things are to be avoided on this particular day. This is the second type of grain that one should not consume on Ekadashi. All the sins lie in this grains. Job means barley, etc., the barley and other things. And also some people do the barley paste or barley powder, just like chana sattu is there, that the ground or the flour of barley, any barley in any form is not to be accepted. Dal means the pulses, like I don't know the names in English. Moong, masoor, the lentils, different kind of lentils basically. Matar, the matar means I don't know, these are the different lentils, they have different words in English language. The chickpeas, the matar, adhar is called what? I don't remember the names. Anyway, the black dal, all kinds of dolls, all kinds of pulses. No need to give mention any names. All pulses are to be avoided on this day. And the fifth one is the what do you call oils. Oils, particularly mustard and sesame. One should not consume these oils at all. So these are the 5 kinds of things that one should avoid. It's called Panchirava Shashya. All oils are to be avoided. Particularly, it is mentioned that these 2 are to be completely avoided. So these 5 types of things one should definitely avoid on the day of Ekadashi. Now, what is the meaning of Ekadashi? Now, this is what one need to observe, and this is how one need to do. What is the meaning of Ekadashi? Another name of Ekadashi is Harivasara. Harivasara means the place where Hari resides, or the tithi in which the Hari resides. This is the tithi that is very, very dear to Supreme Lord Sri Hari. So, on this particular day, the duty is that one should engage all one's organs, sense organs, completely, not partially. One should completely dovetail all their sense organs for the pleasure of Supreme Lord Sri Hari, means in the service of Supreme Lord Sri Hari, or in the service of the devotees of Sri Hari. Either to please Hari or his devotees, one should perform this Harivasara. One is what should not be eaten and how one should eat, like Ekadashi, Dwadashi and Dashami, how one should eat and what one should eat. That is one side of it. The other thing is that what is the true meaning of Ekadashi? It is the day on which one should engage one's sense organs completely in the service of Vishnu and Vaishnavas, or the devotees. What is the actual meaning of Upavas? Upavas means to stay closer. Upavasa. Vasa means to stay, Upa means close. So, to stay close is the meaning of Upavas. Many persons say on this particular day we have to observe Upavas. Upavas means fasting. Many people think that fasting is Ekadashi, but actual meaning of Upavas is that one should stay close to the Supreme Lord. One should refrain from any kind of sinful activity on this particular day. One should also give up all materialistic or family duties on this particular day, and also one should free oneself from any kinds of sense enjoyment. One should refrain from sinful activities, and one should completely give up all the family or the material duties, and also one should give up material pleasures, any activity for sense enjoyment, and with all good qualities one should stay close to the Supreme Lord. That is the meaning of Upavas. How can we stay one close to the Supreme Lord? While engaging in sinful activities? No. While engaging in sinful activities, we cannot stay close to Supreme Lord. Therefore, sinful activities should be given up. While performing family or material duties, can we think of God? No. Therefore, they are also to be omitted. While thinking about how I can enjoy my senses, can one think about Supreme Lord? Not possible. Therefore, all the things that are detrimental to serve Supreme Lord or to stay close to Him, all these things are to be left out. Okay, the meaning is to stay close. How can we stay close? By giving up sins. We should see that this is to be performed for the pleasure of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. Oh, I cannot give up sinful activities. Oh, it's very difficult without doing any family duties. Oh, how can I not, give satisfaction to my tongue or to my, ears or whatever. No. If you think about how I can enjoy, then you cannot stay close to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, one should be free from all these things. That is why in Vishnu Dharmottara or Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it is said, Upavrittisya papebhyo. by giving up all the sinful activities. Yastu vaso gunaisaha, staying close to Supreme Lord with all good qualities. Means all the material qualities are left and stay close to the Supreme Lord. Upavasa sa vigyeyaha sarvabhoga vivarjitaha. And also one should give up all sarvabhoga, all kinds of enjoyment, enjoying desires, enjoyment tendencies. Giving up upavasa sa vigyeya, that is called upavasa. Upavas means that, not staying by not eating anything. It is not the actual meaning. We should observe Ekadashi in this manner, but that is not all in all. The true thing is that one should be free from all these things, because Supreme Lord Sri Hari is Nirguna. Nirguna means he is transcendental, he is beyond the three modes of material nature. Therefore, with any kinds of material modes, like with material mind, with material body, with material intelligence, it is not possible to stay close to Supreme Lord. Upavas means staying close, but with material mind, material body and material intelligence, one cannot stay close to him. But the problem is that living entities are always identifying themselves with the gross and subtle bodies. I am this, I am that, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I am a man, I am a woman, I am this, I am that. We have got this gross and subtle identities. This is the problem. Then how can one stay close to the Supreme Lord? Thing is that we have to give up our identities and stay close to him, but we cannot give up. So how can one do? That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Rupa Goswami, they have given 64 kinds of principal limbs of devotion. Okay, because you cannot give up your material identities. Okay, for you we are, Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have given particular limbs of devotion. Okay, you cannot stay close, but you follow these limbs of devotion. If you follow these limbs of devotion, then you come in contact with the Supreme Lord. In this manner, if one observes this particular Ekadashi Vrata in the company of the Lord's very, very dear associate Sadguru, then this will become possible. If one stays in the company of Sri Guru, or one stays in the association of Sadguru, who is non-different from the Supreme Lord, then this kind of service or staying close to Supreme Lord is possible. Therefore, one should sincerely submit to the feet of Sri Guru and pray to his mercy. By his mercy, then the living entity's heart will become purified, and then he will be able to realize his true identity. See, the 64 limbs of devotion that are given by Rupa Goswami, they are called sadhana bhakti. While performing the sadhana bhakti, means devotional practice, while performing this, one's material and gross identities will slowly go away. And how can one do sadhana bhakti? One has to take shelter of Sri Guru. And Sri Guru will tell that this is how you have to do, this is how you have to do. By following the instruction of Sri Guru and sincerely praying for his causeless mercy, by his, if a person is practicing the sadhana bhakti, then slowly one's actual identity will be revealed to him. Then through his transcendental sense organs, means when these transcendental sense organs get revealed to him, then at that time through those senses he will be able to stay close to the Supreme Lord. Only then he will get the eligibility to stay close to the Supreme Lord. That is why it is said that don't get attached to perform sinful activities. Don't perform activities that are, that are for your own sense gratification. Don't perform those activities, family activities or material activities. perform the sadhana pranali, the devotional practices that have been enlisted by Sri Guru, follow those very, very sincerely, pray for his mercy, then this will become possible. Otherwise, it will not be possible. Therefore, the way in which the karmis, the karmakandi people, the way in which the fruitive workers basically, the way in which they observe Ekadashi and the way in which the devotees observe Ekadashi, they are hell apart. They are, just like heaven and hell, or it's called as Akash Patal, like the Akash and the Patal means the lowest planet, they never meet, they are that far. So, in this manner a karmi also observes. You see that there are so many fruitive workers, they also observe. In the Ekadashi Mahatmya, in the glories of Ekadashi, Yudhishthira is asking Sri Krishna and Sri Krishna is telling, if you observe this Ekadashi, then you will become prosperous. If you observe this Ekadashi, then you will get long living children. If you observe this Ekadashi, your lost kingdom will be attained. If you observe this Ekadashi, then you will get heavenly abode. If you observe this particular Ekadashi, then you will enjoy the pleasures in Indraloka. In this manner, there are different Ekadashis and each Ekadashi gives these material results. But the way in which the devotees observe this Ekadashi Vrata, or the purpose for which they observe the Ekadashi Vrata and the purpose for which the non-devotees or the fruitive workers perform this Ekadashi Vrata, they are completely different. The fruitive workers, they want the results for whatever they have done. That is, they want Indraloka, Chandraloka, Varunaloka, etc., etc. But the devotees, they want one-pointed service of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So, even though it appears that the fruitive workers are observing Ekadashi and the devotees are observing Ekadashi, so it is the same, it is not the same, because the purpose is different in both. Then how can one understand this difference? Mahat kripa bhina kono karme bhakti nahe, Krishna bhakti dure raho sansar nahi kshay. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, without the mercy of a devotee, no karma, means no activity can be called as bhakti. Just I performed, I am daily doing arati to the Supreme Lord, or I am offering to the Lord, like I am doing so many activities. No, Mahat kripa bina, without the mercy of a devotee, no activity can be called as devotion. It will not be accepted by Supreme Lord. One has to take shelter of a pure devotee. Only then it will be accepted by him. And you may perform any activity, Krishna bhakti dure raho, sansara nahi kshay. Even this material afflictions, sufferings will not be gone. Forget about Krishna bhakti. He will not get Krishna bhakti, forget about it. But he cannot even cross over this material world if one has no mercy of a pure devotee. Therefore, the devotees observe this Ekadashi Vrata with only one pointed desire or purpose, that is to please Supreme Lord or Sri Guru. Supreme Lord or Sri Guru, because both are Hari and his devotees. You can please any one of them because they are one and the same. So, this Ekadashi, therefore, we need to understand that this Ekadashi Vrata or Ekadashi vow is followed in by three different categories of people. Different people observe Ekadashi, but everyone does not belong to the same category. There are three different categories. One is Sthuladhi. Sthuladhi means one whose intelligence is fixed in his material identity only, who thinks that he is this body, who thinks that he is a doctor, engineer, or Indian, American, or Russian, or whatever it is, who, or Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Sannyasi, Brahmachari, etc., who is identifying himself with the body. He is the one who belongs to the first category. This category people, what they want to do? They want to observe Ekadashi Vrata or any other Vrata, any vow they want to observe in the scriptures, whatever is written, they want to observe with a desire to get some material desires fulfilled, with a purpose, with a purpose to get the material desires fulfilled. That will be the purpose. They may also follow the what do you call the Ekadashi's regulations, whatever rules and regulations that are to be observed on Ekadashi, they may also follow, but their target is, because they are thinking, considering themselves as a body, they think that material pleasures are all in all. Therefore, if I observe this Ekadashi, then I will become a rich person, I will become a famous person, or I will get my lost kingdom, or I will get this, I will get that. In this manner, he performs this, he gives prominence only to the fulfillment of his own sense pleasures. The second category people, they know that they are Atma. They are not this body, nor are they the mind, intelligence or ego. They are neither gross nor subtle bodies, but I am Atma. They have this understanding. And they also know that Supreme Lord is the cause of all of us. We have come from Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Therefore, because we are part and parcel of the energy of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, energy should stay for the energetic. Shakti should stay for the Shaktiman. From whom we have come from, we should perform his service. Just like this hand is mine. My hand is supposed to work for me. Day and night I am doing so many things. Why? Because I earn some money by which I will feed my stomach. Therefore, because this hand belongs to me, I perform activities for, this hand is supposed to perform activities for the pleasure of the body. If the hand were to think, no, I am earning so much, I am working so much, and the money I get, I am purchasing something, I am bringing also vegetables, I am bringing everything, I am cooking, but stomach is taking everything. I am not getting anything. So, let me get separated. This stomach is a useless fellow. He is eating all my things, all endeavor is being taken by him. If the hand wants to get separated from the body, will the hand be successful in getting pleasure? No. As long as the hand is connected with the body, even though the food is going into the stomach is giving back energy to the hands, so that the hands can work. The hand may not be able to see his own swartha, his own, purpose. He is thinking that stomach is taking. No, actually stomach is taking and supplying it back to the hand. In a similar manner, all the living entities, they are part and parcel of Supreme Lord, or energy of Supreme Lord. Therefore, their only duty is to stay for his service. Therefore, the second category people, they understand this, that I am not this body, I am the Atma. Because I have come from the Supreme Lord, my duty is to serve him. In this manner, he understands. Therefore, I should bring welfare to my Atma, but at the same time, he cannot give up his material duties also, material pleasures also. He thinks that, yes, of course, I want to attain spiritual welfare, but at the same time, this body's pleasures are also important. Without body maintained properly, without money, or without in poverty, or when I have no good health, then I cannot perform bhajan. Therefore, my health is also important, my bodily pleasures are also important. Therefore, with this purpose, he performs the Ekadashi Vrata. The first category is, he is observing only for body, to get heavenly planets, etc. The second one is, both are important. I want spiritual welfare, of course I want it, but at the same time I also want to attain my material targets, I want to achieve them, I want to become successful. So, then this is the second class of people. And the third class of people, or third category of people, who are very, very limited in number, they are fully situated in the knowledge that the living entity is actually the infinitesimal particle of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Therefore, the gross and subtle bodies, they also belong to Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. My Atma, my gross body, my subtle body, everything is caused by Supreme Lord. Therefore, everything should exist for His service only. Therefore, if Supreme Lord is pleased, automatically all my things are pleased. Because I am Anusachchidananda, because I am infinitesimal particle, I should exist for the infinite particle, the infinite substance. My existence is for that infinite substance. Therefore, I shall serve Him, and therefore, I shall offer my mind, my body, my Atma, my soul, everything in Krishna's service, because everything belongs to Him. Therefore, with this I will perform Shuddha Bhakti, I will perform pure devotion to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, I observe the Ekadashi Vrata not to get any material benefit, but I will follow all the limbs of Shuddha Bhakti in order to attain the highest auspiciousness and for the pleasure of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna and His devotees. This is the person who is called as the top class devotee, or the person who observes Ekadashi with a top motivation, that is to please Hari and the Vaishnavas. Because everything belongs to Supreme Lord, everything should therefore be engaged in His service only. This is the only motive with which he performs the bhajan. In him there is absolutely no desire for material sense enjoyment. Such persons are very, very rare to be seen. Therefore, the persons who perform Hari Bhajan in this manner with the only purpose to please Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, he is the top class or the top category devotee. And then finally, we will also we will also read, because time is also running short, we will just understand when to observe Ekadashi. We heard, how to observe Ekadashi, how to means what are the eatables, what are to be refrained from, and then what should be the motive, and what is the meaning of Upavas, we heard, and then what are the classes of devotees who observe Ekadashi according to their own motives and understandings. And now, the last subject that we will hear for today is how to understand Ekadashi Tithi. Here, different scriptural citations are given. We will not go into the details of all of those. Garuda Purana, Bhavishya Purana, Padma Purana, and Skanda Purana, and then from other Puranas, from many other Puranas, this particular evidence is being given that Ekadashi, if the Ekadashi is seen, this is very important. It is important for those persons who understand a bit of astrology. The Ekadashi Tithi, if it starts before Arunodaya, Arunodaya means 1 or 36 minutes before Suryodaya, the sunrise, 1 hour 36 minutes, that is called Arunodaya Kal, and the 48 minutes is called Brahma Muhurta. Before sunrise, 48 minutes, 2 dandas, 1 danda is 24 minutes, either 2 dandas equals to 1 Muhurta, Muhurta means 48 minutes. So, within that 48 minutes from before sunrise, it is called Brahma Muhurta, and before 1 hour 36 minutes means from sunrise up to the previous 1 hour 36 minutes, that is called Arunodaya Kal. So, if Ekadashi has started before this Arunodaya Kal, then that Ekadashi is to be observed. If during this Arunodaya Kal, during 1 hour 36 minutes before sunrise, if Dashami is there, even for 1 second, if Dashami is there, then it is called Viddha, Dashami Viddha. Dashami Viddha means impure. It has been polluted or impurified by the Dashami. Therefore, Vaishnavas, they will not observe this particular Ekadashi. The other day, maybe it is the Ekadashi is not there full day. Maybe during the Brahma Muhurta or during the Arunodaya Kal, or maybe just after sunrise it is getting over. Maybe possible. Sunrise is, let's say, 5:30 in the morning, and 4 o'clock, let's say, is Arunodaya. Not 4 o'clock, 3 hours 54 minutes is Arunodaya Kal. So, 3 hours 54 minutes Arunodaya, no, I am sorry. Yeah, 3 hours 54 minutes Arunodaya Kal begins. So, if from 3:54 to 5:30 there is Dashami, it is not observed. The Ekadashi is followed the next day. The Ekadashi, sunrise is, let's say, 5:30, 5:31 Ekadashi is getting finished, but still that day is observed as Ekadashi, as Shuddha Ekadashi. Shuddha means is pure Ekadashi. Viddha Ekadashi is not followed by the Vaishnavas, because if one follows, there are many things written here, I will not read because time is up. If one follows Ekadashi on Viddha Ekadashi, that is, the impure Ekadashi, that which has been touched by Dashami Tithi, then one will lose all his, piety, austerity, etc. Therefore, according to Skanda Purana, Garuda Purana, Vayu Purana, Bhavishya Purana, and so many other scriptures, one should observe Ekadashi only if it starts before Arunodaya Kala, before 1 hour 36 minutes before sunrise. So, we will give it a break here. So, we heard how to observe Ekadashi Vrata and when to observe Ekadashi Vrata and what to do and what not to do on this Ekadashi Vrata. So, we will continue our Srimad Bhagavat recitation from tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatattvatmak Shri Gaur Hari ki jai. Jai Paramaradhitam Patita Pavana Stotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Jai Nitya Leela Pravishtham Vishnupad Stotra Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. जय जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय. जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. जय श्री श्री शयन एकादशी तिथिवरा की जय. एकादशी तिथिवरा पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय. जय चातुर्मास्य व्रत की जय. चातुर्मास्य व्रत पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय. जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ देवेर पुनर्यात्रा महोत्सव की जय. जय परम पूज्यपाद त्रिदंडी स्वामी भक्ति विज्ञान भारती महाराज आविर्भाव तिथि पूजा की जय. हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल.